Come to court helicopter explainer over the festivities where we are dealing with now. After the police have arrested you and they are satisfied that there is sufficient evidence to forward the file to the ODPP, what is the ODPP and what is the role of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution? This is the second stage where the police forward the file to ODPP. Let us look at the mandate of the Director of Public Prosecution. The Director of Public Prosecution is one. Right now, he's called Danstan Omari. That's the Director of Public Prosecution. Under him, we have officers of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. Every court station has an ODPP. Those officers are called state councils. Their mandate comes from Article 157 of the Constitution. We shall be dealing with that when we are looking about the Constitution in the next episodes. Their mandate is to look at the file from investigative agencies. We have several investigative agencies. The first one is the police. Remember, the DCI, what used to be called the CID, is also a small branch within the police. So the DCI and the police, or the EACC, or the KRA, or Kenya Wildlife Services, or the copyright music, and all these investigative agencies, they send their investigative files to the office of the ODPP. The ODPP will look at that file. One, is there sufficient evidence to charge somebody? That the ODPP has a manual called the evidentiary threshold. Is the evidence brought by the police sufficient to charge somebody? Is the evidence brought by the EACC sufficient to charge somebody? The biggest issue of the ODPP is to ensure, one, there is no abuse of the police powers. Sometimes the police will arrest you for no reason, take the file to ODPP to punish you. Under Article 157, Sub-Article 11, the ODPP must ensure only files that have sufficient evidence shall be approved to go to court. So you'll be surprised, very many people say, I reported my matter to the police, and the police have told me there is no sufficient evidence to charge. The OCS has power to look at the file and say, this one is not sufficient to go to the ODPP. But second layer, once the ODPP looks at that file, the ODPP can make a decision that there is no need to charge this person. Once the ODPP says there is no need to charge this person, then the police will release the person who has been arrested. So don't say the police arrested somebody and released him, and I was not told why. It is because the ODPP found out that there is no sufficient evidence to release that, to charge that person. Two, the ODPP can say, yes, I've seen this file, but you need to cover some areas, go to the bank, get these statements, go and get this evidence, go and get this other person, you forgot, he writes a statement. So the ODPP can issue recommendations to the police, to the EACC, to everybody, to the police, so that they do further investigation. So you accuse the person who was arrested, then must be released on cash bail. Some of you, you know, you arrested somebody on Friday, Monday morning, you come to court, then you are told that he has been released on cash bail, and he has been told to come to the police after 2 weeks. That is because the Director of Public Prosecution has said there is no sufficient evidence for now. Go and cover these areas. So that can be another recommendation that will make somebody not go to court. The third stage is the ODPP is satisfied that there is sufficient evidence for this person to be charged. The Director of Public Prosecution will draw a charge sheet. That charge sheet is drawn by the Director of Public Prosecution. That charge sheet will define the charge, the law, the offense that you committed. Number 2, it will carry the particulars. A charge sheet, for example, is murder contrary to Section 203 as read with Section 204. That is the count, the charge. In the particulars, that will also be in the charge sheet, Court Helicopter will show you what a charge sheet looks like, is it will say, you, Danstan Omari, on the 14th day of December 2027, at Mulolongo Estate, house number 4, at 4 p.m., you murdered one Cyrus Kimanga by strangling him. So the particulars will show what really happened that day. That charge sheet will be transmitted digitally from the office of the ODPP to the judiciary. Once it reaches the judiciary will give that charge sheet a criminal case number. Each case has a specific case number. Remember, the first number you got was the OB number. That is the police number. If the file goes to the ODPP, it will have a police number. Once it leaves the ODPP, it will have the ODPP number. Once it comes to court, it will have what is called the criminal number that is only identified by the judiciary. Once that charge sheet has been registered, then you are ready to take plea. We have now finished the work of the ODPP. Number 2, a file can go to the ODPP, and the ODPP recommends that because these people have been arrested, they cannot be charged. The ODPP will recommend that a miscellaneous application file be opened. What is a miscellaneous application file? This is a file where somebody has been arrested, but the charges are not ready. So the court, the DPP will ask the police, how many days do you want to investigate? Then the ODPP will make with the police, will come to court under what is called a miscellaneous application. A miscellaneous application is purely the person who was arrested does not come to court as an accused person. He comes to court as a respondent. It is the state or the DCI who is the applicant. So they come and say, give us 10 days. We continue to investigate and finish. So you as a respondent, you'll have your lawyer, you'll appear before a magistrate. The investigating officer will take this doc, and that's why today I stood on this doc, so that he will tell the court, as Court Helicopter has shown you where the court is, that give me 10 days because I need to investigate. I need to go to Nyamira, I need to go to Mombasa, I need to get the bank statements, I need to take this phone for analysis, I need to do some forensics. 10 days will be sufficient. The defense will argue that 10 days are not sufficient or they are unreasonable. The court will make a decision. that person will be detained either for 4 days, 5 days, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, depending on what the court makes. That person, the respondent, the one who was arrested, will not be detained at a prison facility. He will be detained at a police station. Remember, still is in the hands of the police. That is why the police are holding him under investigation. If investigations end, then the file is taken to the ODPP, and the ODPP drafts a charge sheet, and he comes to court. Court Helicopter News has brought you the surrounding drama in the office of the Director of Public Prosecution. Episode 3, we are now going to court. What happens in court when somebody has been arrested? And that's why today we are in a courtroom, so that you know what will happen the moment you have been arrested and you have been dragged here. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your New Year. Keep watching Court Helicopter that brings you the really court drama as it unfolds, but not in any manner, but through a court explainer. Wakili Danstan Omari. Thank you very much.